You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Cabral Concept. So great to have you here today on this Motivation and Mindset Monday, where I cannot wait to share with you how to harness the law of least effort. One of the most amazing principles in nature is this law. It's part of the 7 spiritual laws of success. I'll be talking about that a little bit more today. But as one of the great philosophers, one of my favorite out there, ancient-based philosopher, is Lao Tzu. And he said this quote very, very succinctly: "An integral being knows without going, sees without looking, and accomplishes without doing." Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, the law of least effort begins to go on and share with you, which I'm going to do today, how to achieve more in your life without constantly stressing, overtaxing yourself, or burning out your nervous system. I don't want you stressed and overwhelmed, anxious, and irritable on your way to accomplishing everything that you want in life. I want you to set big goals. I want you to achieve all of those goals. I want you to live a life well lived. But also, I don't want you to sacrifice your health or your mental sanity at the same time. So when I look at all of these different topics myself, and I look at it through my own eyes as well, I understand that when I read something like the law of least effort, I have trouble grasping it. I have trouble absorbing it. But what I do is I continue to work the process, I should say, of reading the material, beginning to understand where it's coming from and how I can unite this into my own life. Because I don't work by the law of least effort. I would say I probably work by the law of most effort. I try to fit 2 to 3 days in every single day. My team thinks I'm completely insane, and people don't believe it until they actually meet with me in my office or see me. Every minute of every day is scheduled. There's no doubt about it. Now, people might say, well, that's too much. That's ridiculous. Now, you have to understand is I've come to this after many, many years of trying, of testing, right? Trial and error. And this is the life that I want to live. But I need to do it with a little bit less effort. And I want to go through that today because there's actually 3 parts to it. So it actually gives you an action-based plan that someone like myself can follow as well. So since I currently work by the law of most effort, even though I love every part of my day. So you have to understand too is now I'm at the point in my life where I get to schedule my day. So I schedule it from when I get in the office in the morning, the activities that I work on, recording podcasts, soon to be recording video. I write. I get to work with actual people over Skype all throughout the world. I read hundreds of labs for everyone that runs a lab through equilibriumnutrition.com. I get to formulate new products. I get to have meetings with great people all around the world, whether it's on interviews or they come to Boston. So, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And then I get to go to a gym that I love right down the street. I get to do my sauna. I get to go out 2 blocks away to one of my favorite plant-based restaurants. Then I come home, I have dinner with my family, we do bath, we do books, we do all the little kid stuff there, and then my wife and I have time at night. Like it's a great day. I mean, I very much enjoy it. But for me, I often feel myself, even though I'm really enjoying myself and I am low stress, but I feel myself sometimes a little too much pedal to the metal. And if you've ever experienced this yourself, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to necessarily do less. That's not what the law of least effort is. It's not doing less, and I want to explain that in a moment. But it's the amount of effort it requires to do those things. And that's what I realize is that sometimes when you feel the most burnt out, it's because you're fighting. There's a lot of resistance, right? You're not actually in a fight, but there's too much resistance against you, or you're doing it for the wrong reasons. That's how I know that it's not right for me. So let's say that a partner, a friend, an associate, whatever, they come to me for business, for work, and they say, oh, I would love to partner with you on this, or whatever it might be, right? Or have you on my show. And it's very simple for me to say yes or no. So a lot of the times, it's not that I don't want to, it's because there's not a lot of time. So there's only so much time you can do, right? My schedule's already full, but I still want to do many of these great partnerships with people. But it's an easy no or it's an easy yes based on just how I feel like, oh, is that seem like it's going to be exhausting? Right? Is that going to take out a ton of my effort and the reward is just not going to be there because I'm already doing things that I want to be doing, but is that just going to literally exhaust me? And that's why I don't travel and speak as much as I used to all around the country and around the world, simply because I have to leave my family, I have to leave my girls, and I don't really want to do that, to be honest, because I was traveling twice a month. I mean, really, from 2016, I would say, to beginning of 2019, it was twice a month. And so one is I didn't want to go time zone to time zone. Where's my, gym? Where's the food places that I want? And having to be on airplanes and getting all that radiation, all that. So that's part of it. And then also, again, my girls are young. I don't want to leave them. Like I want to be there for them. So these are all things that I think about, and it's all opportunity cost, right? But besides that, let's say you find the right opportunity for you. Relationship-wise and coaching-wise and career-wise and body transformation, whatever it is, like this is the right opportunity. You're going to take advantage of it. How much effort is that going to take? Now, here's the thing. This is where it's a little confusing. Going to the gym can be a lot of effort or not a lot of effort. Now, that does not have to do with the exercise. And here's where it gets into it. I'm going to take a couple notes here today out of a book by one of my favorites, Deepak Chopra. And I love talking about all my virtual mentors. And Deepak Chopra, he's been around a little bit. And way back in the day, when I was studying all of my Eastern-based philosophy, and I was getting a little bit into Ayurveda, and this is, again, going back a few years, but I loved reading Deepak's stuff, and I also loved that 18 CD set way back in the day that I got it on Ayurveda, and that was a really nice kind of intro to what all this is about, but also overall right living, right? So the natural hygienists, the original naturopaths talked about right living, and we talk about that in the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute all the time, is you have to be in right living. And that is one of the secrets to flexibility and, as they call it, immortality, is because you're living life in harmony with nature. And that's a little excerpt that I want to take from this as well. It says the principle is least action and no resistance. So we'll be talking about that in a moment. But the law of least effort, it's least effort is expended when your actions are motivated by love, because nature is held together by the energy of love. When you seek power and control over other people, you waste energy. When you seek money or power for the sake of the ego, you spend energy chasing the illusion of happiness instead of enjoying happiness in the moment. When you seek money for personal gain only, you cut off the flow of energy to yourself and interfere with the expression of nature's intelligence. But when your actions are motivated by love, there is no waste of energy. When your actions are motivated by love, your energy multiplies and accumulates. And the surplus energy you gather and enjoy can be channeled to create anything that you want, including unlimited wealth. So it's pretty amazing, because this goes on to, the physical body and all of these things. And again, I'll probably do a quick book review this coming Friday, because I always do my book reviews, product reviews, etc. every Friday. But it's called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, a practical guide to the fulfillment of your dreams. But if we go back for just a moment, and we say the least effort is expended when your actions are motivated by love, because nature is held together by the energy of love. Now think about that. A lot of times, for many people, it's like when you first get into a relationship and you really feel that connection with another person, it's almost like everything in life gets better, right? It's like, oh, life is great, like all of these different things. And that can happen in so many different instances. For most part, like people begin to feel that again around the holidays, right? Holidays are a very special time for me, special time for my family. I have really beautiful memories growing up of the holidays, I like that. Always being a time of bringing family together, kind of like letting go of the stress of life, even if just for a couple days, And I think my parents did a really nice job of that, especially during the Christmas time holidays, which is what we celebrate. And so, for me, that's one way to bring it back. But how do we bring it back in everyday life? That's the big thing, because I don't know if you remember the last parts of that paragraph, but the line was, when your actions are motivated by love, your energy multiplies and accumulates. So, that's pretty amazing, right? If we do things motivated by love, and we'll kind of go over what that is in a moment, you actually increase energy. It's one of those secrets. And I find this so difficult to share with people that aren't there yet, right? Because you only get it in hindsight. That's one of the it's one of the largest challenges in life, because it's easy once you've accomplished it, but so hard before that. But there's such this small gap. Like, it's one step. That's it. It's literally one step. And I work with people in my practice, and we get rid of the parasites. We get rid of the mitochondrial issues. We get rid of the adrenal issues. We get rid of the Lyme-based issues. But what happens is this: they're still not well. And that's because two parts of the de-stress protocol, the de-stress protocol that I write about in my book, The Rain Barrel Effect, are emotional balance and success mindset. So you can help someone heal, and we have all the before and afters on labs. You can help someone heal their internal physical body. But we can never forget that our mind is actually directly connected to our body. Not only that, it's connected to every single one of our 40 trillion cells. Because here's how it works. We think a thought, we feel a feeling, and it reverberates all throughout our body. How does that work? Well, you can look at it as an energy-based system, but let's talk about it in a more science-based way. So when you think a thought, when you feel the feeling, it will actually start to innervate the nervous system. So that means, think about your brain connected to the brain stem. Think about it as like your spinal cord, right? Or your spinal column. And then what happens is there are nerves that come off your spinal cord, right? So just think of like your brain attached to this long snake-like thing, which is your spinal cord. Now off of that are small little fingers, and those are your nerves. Well, the nerves innervate, touch, activate, or deactivate every cell in your body. That's why there's this thing called epigenetics. Why do we end up with disease maybe when we're in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, but not so much in our teens, 20s, 30s or so? Well, over time, our body begins to break down. It becomes overstressed. How do we reverse that? By using things such as the law of least effort that we're about to explain right now. So I want you to think of this, going back to that gym example. No matter what you're exercising, let's say you're burning 500 calories in the gym, you're doing your metabolic resistance-based training, whatever you're doing, right? Well, there's two ways to look at it. Is it a chore for you? Do you hate it? Are you only doing it because you want to lose weight? Or do you look at it as, I get to exercise. I get to go to this gym. I get to transform my body. How fortunate am I? Right? There are two ways always to look at life. They always say, right, the glass half empty or the glass half full. But it's more like gratitude and perspective is what I always go back to versus the opposite, right? Being a victim. So it's you have to versus I get to. I love that, right? I have to go to the gym. I have to go to work. I have to study for this test, right? All of those things. Or I get to study for the test. I get to go to work. I get to go to the gym. That mindset alone will change the way that your energy is dispersed. You will be depleted of energy, overwhelmed, anxious, producing more adrenaline and cortisol when you have to do something. And all of those happy, feel-good neurotransmitters that will allow you to feel more abundant energy will happen and vibrate on a totally different level when you start to look at things as you get to, you're grateful for. Maybe you're not in the best job in the world right now. Maybe you're not in the best relationship. Maybe your body isn't exactly where you want it to, or your health or your spirituality. But you get to work on these things. That's the great thing. You are enabling yourself to walk down that path. And wherever you are right now, I'll tell you this, life can and will get better for you. There's no doubt about it. Because just by listening to a podcast like this, you've already proven it to yourself. You've already taken that first step. You want to change. You're putting the seeds of change into your subconscious mind. Now, what do we need to do? We need to repeat that day in and day out. We need to start taking those small steps that we've talked about previously on other Motivation and Mindset Mondays. But we also have to do this because there's only so much energy that we can expend in a day. And in order to achieve our ultimate goals, it probably won't happen in a day, although as you start to look at the Vedic-based philosophies, as you start to become fully integrated with nature, with the world around you, things happen at lightning speed. They happen much, much faster. I can look at things in my own life. Some things happen within weeks or months, and some things take years. Well, sometimes making a massive change might take a little bit of time. You actually have to do the certification, go to school, whatever it is, necessarily for your career, learn more. Relationships, though, you get in the right headspace, relationship could change overnight with a conversation, right? With a conversation with your current partner or with getting in the right space and bumping into them at a local Whole Foods or farmer's market. Those things can happen, but you need to be in the right headspace. And through an Eastern-based philosophy, and I would even say through a quantum physics-based theory now, that you're vibrating at a level that will attract those things and those people into your life that are going to help you the most when you need it the most. And you need to try to stay in that state as long as possible. So you need to be motivated by love. And another way of saying this is you need to be motivated by service, by kindness, by not wanting to use other people or one-up other people for your own ego. Health coaches ask me all the time, how do I become successful as a health coach? I have my integrative health practitioner certification. How now do I take things to that next level? I say to them almost the same thing every time. There are all sorts of different techniques you can use, and I teach those. But what I want to say is this, is that you need to begin to affect the lives of others in a positive way. So you are going to teach first. You're going to write an article, create an Instagram post, do a Facebook Live, speak at a local meetup, do a corporate lunch and learn. You are going to do things and share information that will change people's lives. You are motivated by service, by kindness, by love, by wanting to share with others what's helped you so much. And your energy is going to connect with maybe 2 out of the 20 people at that corporate lunch and learn. And those 2 people now want to become a private coaching client of yours because they resonated with you, right? They literally vibrated with you and they say, I want to learn more of how to do what you've done. How can you teach me that? And that's the start. This goes for anything in your life. Oh, I want to have a better relationship with my partner. It does not happen by accident. The 2 of you are most likely very busy. You're stressed for all sorts of different reasons. And when you might connect and get together, that stress is still there. How do we break down that stress? How do we create a relationship that the both of you want to be in? Well, the first part is saying, I care for this person. What can I do for this person? And you can literally say that. What can I do to help you, to make you less stressed? And they might not be ready even for that question because they weren't expecting it. But that's the start to change. So, but you're going to feel good about you too. That's the amazing thing about being motivated by kindness, by love, by service. It's going to make you feel great. That is the craziest thing that people, they don't really look at it. It's like, oh, I can't take care of other people because I need to take care of myself. Listen, I get it. And you do. You need to take care of yourself. There's no doubt about it. But as you start to teach what you learn, as you start to do kind things for others, you actually feel good. All of those acts begin to allow you to produce more dopamine, more serotonin. You want to do more of that. That's one of the missing secrets, right? Because it's about emotional balance as well. So now let's give you the other 3 phases of ensuring you are working by the law of least effort so that you can still achieve all of your goals, but with far less energy drain. So the first one is this. I really love this. And I'm going to give you my summary, okay? Because I look at this in my way. That's what I try to share with you in the Cabral concept. This is me taking the brilliance of Deepak Chopra, who, by the way, Deepak Chopra took the brilliance of Ayurvedic Vedas, right? So it's like we're all learning from others and we're sharing it in our own unique way. That's it. So when we talk about, okay, what's the first part of the law of least effort? It is acceptance of the present moment. Too often we fight about what is, right? We fight against what is. We resist against what is right now. The events that are taking place, who we currently are, who our family members currently are, all of these things. So first, we just have to accept, right? I like to look at it as this is how it is now. It could be worse. That's where my perspective, right? Because I live by gratitude and perspective. So perspective says, it's not great right now. Like, no doubt about it. Today is not great. This is not a great day. This is not a great situation. It could be worse. Doesn't really make me feel that much better, but it could be worse. I like to look at it that way. And I also go back to tomorrow's a new day. My wife knows this as well. I would say like once every month or maybe every 6 weeks, I have a bad day. There's no doubt about it. Because I try to live having a great day, but things come up. Like life happens. There's no doubt about it. And she knows, like, say, listen, today was a rough day. And she always says, hey, do you want to talk about it? And, sometimes I'll share things and sometimes I'll just like, you know what? It's such a disaster, such a mess. It's honestly, in the long run, it's not going to be a big deal. I'm just going to go to bed a little early tonight. Tomorrow's a new day. And 9.9 times out of 10, tomorrow's a new day. And I'm like, all right, I've got a clearer head. I've got a better thought process on this. Got a little bit more sleep. Here's how we're going to tackle the problem. Now, that's the interesting part because that is empowering, right? Because the law of acceptance, meaning accept how things are. But the second part to the law of least effort is responsibility. That's the great part. It's not letting you off the hook. Oh, you want a new body? You want to transform your wellness? You want to be in a great relationship? You want high-level spirituality? You want the best career, hobby, passion, whatever you want to live by in your life? You want that? Well, it's your responsibility. Nobody else can give it to you. This is your life. You were born unique. You were born as you. Now, there have been many blueprints along the way for you to follow. Choose one, take responsibility, begin to act on what you want. Accept what is now, but understand that you are empowered to take responsibility for your life, and you can do it. Will it change completely tomorrow? Maybe not. I mean, if your present circumstances are having difficulty getting by, just paying rent, commuting an hour and a half to work every day. That was me, by the way. That was me in the year 2000. Took the train 90 minutes to Boston from Providence every single day. Lived in a okay place, for a few years. You accept where you're at now, but understand and dream, have goals, set a vision. You won't be there forever, and you accept responsibility. Okay. All right, I'll commute 90 minutes each way to Boston. I accept that. Why? I got a great job. I can't live in Boston. It's literally 10 times the price. I can't live there, but that's all right. I get to work there. Amazing. I will take that, and I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to remember every day where I came from. I'm not going back. I appreciate that, right? I appreciate where I came from, and I accepted it, but I said, this is not the future me. That's the present me. I'm going to start to dream towards the future. I already know what I have right now. Let me look towards the future. And that's what I did every single day. Every single day. Took responsibility. Was I perfect? No, I'm far from it, right? I'm far from it. As I always say, again, I'm still putting in the law of most effort, right? I want to do it with more ease. And I have, again, because even though I may work a lot, and again, everything's scheduled, I love what I do. And that's why it gives me that energy. The third part of the law of least effort is defenselessness. This is something I need to work on a little bit more. I think I do pretty well with parts 1 and 2. Again, we're all different, right? But defenselessness is what? Well, it's not having a stake in necessarily who you are as this physical being or what you are doing. Meaning that, let's say someone comes up to you and they say, or you overhear, oh, that, because you're personal trainer and they say, oh, I think they should be in better shape or whatever it might be, right? You can't take that to heart. You can't get into an argument with that other person. There's this whole thing like, the person's vegan or they're carnivore or they're keto or whatever, and they all hate each other. They literally talk trash to each other over social media. And I'm like, everybody, what are we doing here? Relax. You're not your diet. You are not veganism. You are not carnivore. You are two people, two individuals. Have a civil conversation of why you like this so much and you like this so much. And you can try to share that with others. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I don't read a lot of comments, and so far I've been fortunate in not getting too many haters or anything like that. I try to stay unbiased. Maybe that's why, I don't know. But either way, it's all good because I'm working on the defenselessness. But I have had people say like, oh, I don't really believe in what you do. I don't really believe in what you do. And I just say to them, and again, trying to be defensive, I'm like, okay, well, what about what I do you not believe in? I just don't believe in any of it. Okay, what's any of it? Like, I just don't believe in the labs, nutritional supplements, etc. Okay, so you don't believe that just omega-3 fatty acids help to balance inflammation? They help with learning-based issues, anxiety. You don't believe in that? Because that's clinically proven. Like, that's medical science. You don't believe that vitamin D boosts the immune system, helps with strong bones? Because that's clinically proven as well. You don't believe that magnesium helps calm the nervous system? Because again, that's proven as well. You don't believe that herbs like ashwagandha and L-theanine, or which is amino acid, phosphoserine, you don't believe that these things help to reduce stress? How about B6, B12? You don't believe in any of that? Because again, these are clinically proven. They say, oh, no, well, I believe in some of those, but I don't believe in this. Like, okay, well, so you can believe in that, but you can't believe in this. Is it possible that maybe you just haven't gotten there yet, right? Because we've all been there. But what you can't do is be attached to that. Meaning, I am not naturopathic medicine. I am not functional medicine. I'm not bioregulatory medicine. I'm not Ayurvedic medicine. I won't and don't get offended if someone's like, I don't believe in Ayurvedic medicine. I say, okay, like, understood. That's okay. Maybe there are things that I don't believe in what you do as well. Like, it's all good. Are you trying to pick a fight with me? Because I'm not going to engage. That's the thing. I'm not going to engage. People they do send me actually messages all the time. Oh, you should debate this person. I'm happy to share my side of the story, and I'm happy to listen to them, but I'm not going to get in an argumentative debate. Why? Because that drains you of energy. So think about the relationships you're in right now. Think about the work-based setting, whatever it is. If you are constantly having to defend your point or get in arguments and disagreements with people, you have to begin to say, I don't necessarily agree with this person, but I'm not going to have to defend my point of view. And you shouldn't. What you do with your life, what you believe in, is uniquely you. And the other nice thing is this: you can change your mind and who you are at any time you decide. What I want you to do, what I want you to take from today's show, is that you still should set big goals for yourself. You deserve it. This is one life. As far as any of us know, this is one life. And I want you to maximize it. I want you to enjoy every moment, ideally of every day. You're going to do your best, but you're going to use acceptance of the present moment, taking responsibility, which is not a curse. It actually empowers you to understand and know that you are the creator of your life. And once you understand that, and you begin to not have to take such a strong foothold in who you are and the ego, it allows you to understand that all is currently as it should be, and that the future is truly yours to unlock and create whatever you want for yourself. Thank you so much for tuning into today's show. I appreciate you as always. Thank you for the reviews. Thank you for the shares. And of course, if this show was helpful, please do feel free to pass it along to anyone else you believe it could serve. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.